Hey, what's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about NBA Youngboy, man. Now, it looks like there's some recent updates to NBA Youngboy's case. And the fact that, we talked about the last time, there was a potential for him to actually get up out of this situation and get home, man. And that is no cap, man. I'm actually being for real. This is based on several reports and some analysis by some lawyers. You know what I'm saying? I'm no attorney. And it seems like there's one attorney, and I think his name is Lawyers for Workers, and I referenced him in the last video. He put out a video talking about NBA Youngboy's latest hearing and the update. So what I wanted to do was go over that video, and I also wanted to talk about another thing. I wanted to talk about Nardo Wick. Now, Nardo Wick is one of the hottest rappers coming out of Jacksonville right now. Jacksonville is on fire. It's a lot of rappers coming out of that scene. I mean, you see write-ups everywhere. I think Complex did a really good write-up about all the different rappers from Jacksonville who have broken into the mainstream, And it seems like Nardo Wick is on his way. He's got some hits that are bubbling, but it looks like dude is following in the same footsteps of a lot of rappers and recently got locked up. Now, this was all rumor yesterday when a picture of him sitting down by some U.S. Marshals was floating around. But man, it looks like it's all facts. So before we get to the specifics, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And man, let's get it. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about this NBA Youngboy situation. Now, for those of you who don't remember, about a month and a half ago, there was a lot of talk about NBA Youngboy potentially coming home free, man. And it was based on the fact that, that evidence that they have against him might not be good, man. So there was a lot of chatter about that. And there was a lawyer who goes online, and his name is Lawyer for Workers, and he does videos and updates about cases involving rappers and other sorts of cases out there, you know what I mean, in the hip-hop and music community, right? Now, he did a video detailing the specifics on why NBA Youngboy could potentially come home. So let's actually go back and look at that video again because he can explain it a lot better than I can.
Boy update. His lawyers filed a motion asking the judge to throw out all the evidence that the cops have against him. His lawyers argue that the evidence was obtained illegally in violation of Youngboy's constitutional rights when the cops searched him without probable cause. Did the cops have probable cause to search him? According to defense attorneys, hell nah. The cops were arguing that a reliable source called 911 and said there's gang activity going on, people are brandishing firearms, they're trespassing. Defense attorneys say no. A woman called. It was a neighbor. She knows Youngboy. She knows Youngboy was outside his house. She was concerned about all the activity, but she didn't say nothing about no gang activity. She didn't say nothing about no brandishing firearms. Second point the attorneys make. When the first cop came on the scene, he had his body cam on. He didn't wait for backup. He didn't wait for a second police car. He didn't have his gun drawn. He calmly walked up. He started talking to them. Now, if you had probable cause to believe that two violent gangs were brandishing firearms and engaging in violence, would you as a single police officer casually walk up to them waiting for backup? No. And if you didn't do that, then did you really have probable cause to believe that criminal activity was afoot? No. You could easily argue that this kid was in front of his grandfather's house with legal guns and his friends. If the judge grants this motion, evidence gets thrown out, Youngboy's out. Boy update.
Now, as you heard in that video, man, that was the ideal situation for NBA Youngboy and his team. And they were probably hoping on that hearing or that motion to be granted by the judge, but it had to go in front of the judge first. So it looks like, man, there was an issue and they had to do some rescheduling. And it looks like NBA Youngboy was supposed to be in court today, yesterday, and he wasn't able to be in court yesterday. And that was because, of whatever issues that they had. Now, Lawyer for Workers, he actually went on social media and talked about this situation too, and the plans in the future for NBA Youngboy and his team.
Yeah, tomorrow was supposed to be the day that the judge was going to hold a hearing in NBA Youngboy's case in order to determine whether or not to grant the motion filed by Youngboy's attorneys seeking to throw out the charges against him based on an illegal search and seizure. Now, why is that not going to happen tomorrow? What does this all mean? First of all, you have to understand what a hearing is. A hearing is where lawyers go in and present evidence and arguments to the judge. In this case, this is a very complicated hearing because there's a lot of arguments, there's a lot of paperwork, there's likely going to be a lot of evidence and witnesses presented to the judge in real time, in person. And so this isn't something that can be scheduled very easily. It's not like a typical motion hearing that you might be used to where a couple of people are going to go in, they're going to argue, and the judge might make a decision. It's going to be way more complicated. The reason why this thing is being pushed back, it wasn't canceled, it was adjourned. In the law, when we say adjourned, it means it's still going to happen, it's going to happen at a later date. The reason why, most likely in this case, is because there's just a lot of moving parts, a lot of witnesses, a lot of evidence. It takes a little time to get all that together.
Okay, so as you heard from the attorney, it seems like it's a scheduling issue, man. They're trying to get all the time together so they can bring all this evidence and the two sides can fight it out to see if they can get all that evidence thrown out, in Youngboy's case, man. And hopefully have NBA Youngboy coming home, man. That is a dream situation for him and his team, I'm sure, because there's been a lot of hiccups in his camp since NBA Youngboy's been locked up. And there's been a lot of ups and downs in the news and media. Like, he's actually taken to, call on people himself, like in the media or whatnot, to get his voice out there, to drop new songs, to talk about different things, you know what I mean? Now, hopefully everything works out for NBA Youngboy. And it looks like, man, what I can see online, man, like, it looks like this might actually get pushed to September. Now, I'm not sure if that's for sure. Like I said, I am no attorney. It's just what I see out there. You know what I mean? So if it comes earlier than that, it does. But as of right now, that's what it looks like as far as this hearing or motion or whatever is concerned. Now, let's actually get into talking about Nardo Wick. Okay, now the whole social media, the whole internet was set ablaze yesterday when rising Jacksonville rap star Nardo Wick was seen handcuffed in front of some police officers. And man, really, they were U.S. Marshals. They had U.S. Marshal on their vest and everything, man. And everybody was wondering what was the situation. There was a lot of rumors out there, man. Because of how things have been going down in Florida rap, everybody was already yelling Rico, Rico. Luckily, man, based on what everybody is saying on social media right now, that might not be the case, which is some good news. But another thing that's for certain is he definitely did get arrested. Now, we've actually got the footage of the arrest that was recently released online on social media. So let's check out that footage right now.
Oh, that is not a...
Okay, now as you seen in that footage, it looked like Nardo Wick and his homeboys were out there bad, man. They were sprawled out on the ground, man. You had all those people looking at him, trying to, apprehend him and arrest him. Now, based on the information that's floating around social media, it looks like Nardo Wick caught a concealed weapon charge, you know what I mean? So it doesn't look as bad as people were projecting or thinking, at least, you know what I mean? But this is still a bad start to his rap career. Now, Nardo Wick has the whole world ahead of him, man, because I believe he signed to Sony and he's only 19 years old, but dude is definitely a part of that Jacksonville scene, and it's got its own thing going on as far as drill rap. And if you listen to his songs, you know that he plays, according to his songs, kind of close to the street. Now, I'm not sure if that's all real or if it's just, in his music, and hopefully it's just all in his music. But for right now, he's locked up in the Duval County Jail, and he's tried to make some attempts to talk to people on the outside, one which went viral, but I'm not going to play that clip because it's basically him mumbling over the phone at the time that you're supposed to say your name when you're calling somebody collect, and he obviously was just trying to conceal his identity, and he didn't say much. But for right now, hopefully, Nardo Wick can, man, keep it contained, get out on this, because it's looking like his bond, according to the sources I saw, was like $50,000. And if all that pans out, man, this will just be another blip on his record. You know what I mean? Nothing more than that. You know what I mean? Now, with that, what do you guys think about this? Do you think that about Nardo Wick, that maybe he's crashing into the game too early? And the way that hip hop has been going, a lot of these rappers are just getting out there bad early and already jumping in the game with a case or something bad happening. Or do you think this is just could happen to anybody and it's a part of the rap game? Or what do you think about NBA Youngboy? Do you think there's a possibility we might be seeing NBA Youngboy free if everything pans out? And if so, are you happy about that? Now with that, this has been your boy Big Man. Do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I drop this hot content And we out of here. Peace.